Welcome to another episode of Music Musings. As always, I'm your host, Derek, and with me is Pat. Pat, how are we doing today?
We're doing great. Everything's great over here and with everyone.
Wow, fantastic. Everyone's doing great. Everyone's doing well.
Yes. Holidays all around the corner.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
It's snowing outside today, which is beautiful.
Yeah,
sets this time of year.
Yeah, sets the mood for the holidays, and I like it personally. Until you have to step in it, then it's, yeah.
So today, very excited. As always, I gotta find another thing, another feeling, another emotion.
No, it's fine. Excitement, pumped. Take your pick.
There's a lot of words out there to choose from. A lot of adjectives to describe my feelings.
Sorry, guys.
No, so today we are talking about artistry. What that actually means, and longevity in artists, and the difference between pushing the art of music forward versus commercial success. So interesting topic.
Yes,
and this is a continuation of our last episode.
Yeah.
So let's jump into it. Why don't you start us off by discussing, what does it mean? What do we mean, or what does anyone mean by artistry? When we're speaking specifically about music and the music artists that we hear on the radio or wherever.
Right. So if you would say artistry is like having creativity and skill in creativity or a vision that you're trying to portray, whether through music or, painting, cooking, whatever the case may be. So when referring to music, artistry is let's say whatever genre or culture you're in, what are you trying to bring? What is something you want to highlight? Is there something they've never done before? Is it something that we have forgotten? Or are we getting to something we've never explored before? And regardless of whatever genre you're referring to, I think that's important, that artistry is about human expression in a way we've never seen before or in a unique way prior to the past. So I think that's what I hold in terms of artistry, in terms of opinion on that. And we're going to obviously discuss so many great artists that have shaped their genres, shaped even maybe music, and maybe not even just music culture, maybe the entire industry in general. And we're going to get into a whole content of those people and everything that they have done so far. But what is your opinion on artistry, if you mind me asking?
So I think, for me, I agree. I think artistry is about, obviously the musicians who are pushing the envelope further in their art. So music, if that's, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Obviously, and I think it's also about who, by pushing the envelope forward, they are taking their own vision of whether their style, their genre, whatever they're working in, and shaping it, like you said. And it's changing over time because they continuously push the envelope for that. So what do we mean by that? We're talking about artists who don't just settle for commercial success in a way, meaning, and I'm thinking of some artists who have found a particular sound that they know works, and just being happy with that and staying with that sound and never evolving, because they know that this is going to be successful probably for the next few years. So I'm going to stay with this sound. I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to challenge myself. That's it. Versus somebody who we'll probably talk about a little bit later in one of our segments, Prince, for example, who continuously pushes the envelope. He doesn't just settle for, this song had commercial success, so we're going to follow that formula and we're going to keep creating songs that sound like it because we know that works. No, I'm going to think about other genres and how can I incorporate that into my music.
Agreed.
How can I push my style and challenge myself to create and evolve my sound? So I think there's, two ways to look at this. Artists who are committed to evolving and pushing their sound, challenging what is out there, versus artists who just want commercial success.
Right.
So they're going to stay in the comfort zone and continue to, do what they know works.
Right.
But in between there, I think there's also a balance where you can be both. You can be commercially successful and also push the boundaries.
Right.
So, we're going to talk about some examples, some artists who have done both, who have been successful, and how they have pushed their genre forward.
Right.
So excited to talk about this today. And I think we'll have some agreements, some disagreements.
We're gonna have some. We're gonna have some disagreements. I think we align on a majority of things, but I think it's interesting that you brought up Prince and I think I mentioned this before, but if not, I'll bring it back. Growing up, I always heard of Prince and always heard him regarded with such praise and such like this is the guy. This is your favorite artist.
Yeah.
And for me, growing up, I'll be honest, I was a Michael Jackson person. I grew up listening to him from Thriller, everything. That was just always my sound. I always heard Prince in the area, around me, oh yeah, he's great. And I'm like, oh, I've heard hearing songs here and there. But as an adult, when I heard his music, I was just like, what is this guy? Is there anything this guy can't do? Multiple instruments, can sing, blends different genres within pop, using funk, using he's taking it in such a rate. I'm like, this guy did this in the 80s? This guy was doing this. Mind you, and we know about how I feel about the 70s versus 80s, but I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, everything I hear about him and everything I read about him, this guy is a once in a generation type talent.
Yes. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sorry.
We're already there. So we could start with start with Prince.
Yes.
And we've already talked a lot about him.
Yeah.
And again, this is just a very brief overview of Prince.
Right.
We could spend many episodes on Prince and all the things he's done in music.
Yeah.
We just don't have the time for this episode.
But yeah.
But a brief overview of Prince, I think, why he pushed the envelope forward, right? So something he did, and I think he was a musical genius for this, is he could easily blend funk, rock, pop, R&B, while also staying true to his sound. So you could listen to many Prince songs and immediately recognize this is a Prince song, whether it's because of his guitar playing that was signature Prince.
Oh yeah.
The sound he also, fine-tuned in his guitar that you just know that's Prince. But he blended, funk, rock, pop, R&B, whether it was because he took, rhythmic phrases from certain genres and incorporated that into his sound, or took melodies, harmonies from, funk, rock, and incorporate that into his sound.
Yeah.
Still staying true to who he is. I think that just makes him such a talented musician. And his work ethic also was insane. I've heard stories. There's been many sketches about him.
Yeah.
On Saturday Night Live. But there's been many sketches about him.
Yeah.
But his work ethic was incredible. He did not stop working. He would always be in the studio. He would always be writing. He would always have an idea about a song that he wanted to record. And I think, you put all that together. Here was somebody who was also very successful commercially.
Yes.
Because of that.
Right.
And I think, he's had 100+ million records sold.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
I can't even think of how. I'm thinking about just the amount of hours he had to spend in the studio, whether it's with instruments or writing or mixing or I'm just thinking about that. And this is back in the 80s where technology isn't as readily accessible as today. As a producer or engineer, you can do things with your laptop and whatever and do all that. But imagine you don't have that. You have, for everything that we make sounds with, that'd be a device or a machine. And you got to navigate multiple devices and machines, then mix it, then level it, then record it. There's like so much that many people do not understand, like that goes behind the scenes with music production, especially in the previous decades. And for Prince to be able to do all that and have such a, not just an amazing career, but impact on music. Like, I honestly, I know he's widely regarded, but for me, I just feel like it didn't get enough, like, maybe it's just my perspective. It didn't get as much like recognition and I know that sounds strange, but to me, I feel like he's not really that high. You know, when we think of like the top selling artists, he's one of them, but it's not one of the top names that come out of people's mouth when we think about artists.
No, and I think it's faded over the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think in his prime, like he was huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking of, you know, he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I watched, he had a Super Bowl halftime show that was the best Super Bowl halftime show I think I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. And I usually hate Super Bowl halftime shows because they always sound terrible. And I don't.
That is true.
That's not on the artist. Like that's not their
fault. That's on the.
It's just a lot of these stadiums, the older ones, they sound like garbage because it's hard. I mean, here's a huge open arena.
That's what I was about to say.
With sound systems that are not meant to, you know, for that specific purpose.
Exactly.
But somehow, I remember watching his. It sounded great, and he sounded wonderful.
Mm.
And he was performing live. And that's a thing. Like a lot of new artists today, they don't do it live. They record like a backing track.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then because it's hard, there's such a delay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hear their voices live. But somehow he did it because he's a freak of nature.
Top of the day, I'm going to ask you for that Super Bowl time because I need to watch that.
Yeah. We'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
We got to watch it.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's also something he's known for is his performances live.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. Not that I've ever been to a Prince show. I haven't, unfortunately. But I have seen a few performances on like YouTube and all that.
Mm.
He's a true showman.
Yes.
He puts on a show. It's not just, I'm going to play some songs for you.
Yeah.
And he cares how it looks.
He cares about the experience.
Yeah.
And I love that.
So... Again, I think Prince is one of those artists that he pushed the envelope forward.
Okay.
But with that, again, he also had huge commercial success.
Okay. Actually, I have a question for you. Since we're discussing like the greatest probably artists of one of the best artists we've ever seen in our lifetime. What do you think artistry means in modern and pop music today?
In pop music today?
Yeah.
I don't think that definition really has changed. I just think that a lot of artists are choosing one side over the other. Meaning, I think the music industry has changed.
Right.
Because of like streaming, the accessibility that people can get new music and how fast they can get it.
Yeah.
And I think just society in general has changed where everything needs to be instant. Like, I want it now. And that has an effect on you as the artist. But I think a lot of artists now want, but also need that quick success. So a lot of artists today, they got to produce a song that is going to be an instant hit to the masses because they need to get it rolling first. And without that, it's hard to make your name known.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I get you. I agree with you.
If you're not big yet and you haven't thought about, well, how can I appeal to the masses? And you got to give up a little bit of who you are as an artist to, I think, do that. It's tough to make it.
Yeah, it is. And we talked a little bit about this, like how artists today that use social media, that are basically content creators in order to push their music through whether, streaming platforms, algorithms, take your pick. And you're right, like they have to change. The game is different, so they have to adapt with it. And you said that, making like a hit just so they can get the ball rolling on their career You're right. I agree with you 100% on that. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Right. And so you can still be that artist who I'm going to try and change my genre. Mm-hmm. But I think it is going to be tougher because I think there's also a lot of artists who've already done that.
That's true.
So you really got to up the game. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that means you're not going to have commercial success right away. Mm-hmm. You're going to wait, or you may never have it.
Right.
And if you're okay with that, then great. Then you do your thing.
Right.
But I think if you're trying to make it, you got to produce something that a lot of people are going to like immediately. Mm-hmm. And you got to figure out a way to get it out. Mm-hmm. So it's tough. I think it is. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say it's tougher than what it used to be.
I hear what you're saying.
Because
it's just different rules.
You're right. It's not like promoting is not the same as it used to be.
Correct.
Promoting is you're not going on the street anymore and like promoting at shows and all that. Because also the other thing, and this can be a whole nother episode, people don't go to shows as much.
No.
Because shows are really expensive. Mm-hmm. So kids don't go to shows. Even adults don't go to shows because it's just so expensive.
It's expensive. You have to, there's logistics involved. You have to get there. Let's just say it's in an area a little bit further than where you live. You got to commute. Right. You got to plan. Yeah. No.
Ubers cost $40 basic.
Yeah. For real.
Public transit, they just raised it to $3 now in the city. You're spending $100 out the door easy.
Yeah.
So promotion game is different.
Yeah.
So getting your name out there is different.
Right. And we talked about this, as the amount of technology that's more readily accessible today. So like a producer like me or anyone can create whatever they want in their living rooms, their bedrooms, or sometimes are in coffee shops.
Right.
And the barrier of entry in terms of equipment is much, much easier to achieve as an individual. But there's a tougher, I think the competition now is much more, what's the word? I say saturated, but it's much more there's so many other people trying to do the same exact thing. So I feel like it's much more of a challenge to get your name to pop out among the thousands and thousands of other people doing the same thing. But you're right that it's not, it's the game is different. The rules are played with okay, there's millions of other people that's trying to do the same thing. What are you doing? What is your vision? What are your impact to this music genre or culture that separates you from the millions?
Right. So I think it's, you can still be someone who wants to push it forward, but if you're trying to make it, you got to think of how can I be commercially successful to get my name out there. Mm-hmm. So,
perfect segue.
Let's talk about, so we talked about Prince.
Yes.
Let's talk about some other artists who have had both success commercially and also how they pushed their specific genre in music forward.
Okay.
So I know we talked a little bit about, but actually I want to go to this artist first.
Okay.
Let's talk about Beyonce.
Ooh, okay.
How about Beyonce?
Right. That's all right. Let's go.
So somebody who has had huge commercial success in most recent years, multiple number one albums, most Grammy wins in history, and has had global stadium tours, which is ridiculous because selling out a stadium is just, you're talking 40, 50,000 people. That's wild. And you can do it multiple nights.
50,000 people, multiple 50,000 people are
multiple
trying
nights
to come and see you. And one thing I will say that I think a lot of people, I think most people know, but Beyonce has a lot of dedication that goes into her preparation for her shows.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen, I think it was a documentary a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I saw, I was like, yo, she's, first off, the next question I'm asking, what hasn't she done yet? What is left? And she still puts so much time and effort and dedication into the preparation, the rehearsal, double checking the sound systems. Are we on
I think I watched the same documentary. I've watched it multiple times because my wife loves Beyonce and she will watch that documentary religiously. But what impressed me so much about her is she is so committed to the show. Like, she is fully involved. Like, she is the person, she has the last word on everything. She decides who are the dancers, who, like, she goes to the lights, she looks at the light production, she looks at the stage production. Like, she watches every aspect, and she's like, this is not my vision, this is what we need to change. Right? So she's on it, all of it, along with performing the show. And what's crazy, and I watched this documentary, is she takes care of her people so well. Like, everyone gets well paid. She pays for, like, hotels, she pays for the food, she pays for the busing. Like, she does all that herself, which is ridiculous.
Right.
Not ridiculous. That's what it should be.
But she didn't try to offload it
to somebody else or a company.
No, she's like, no, you're a part of my vision.
I'll take care of you.
Yeah. I love to hear that.
Yes.
I absolutely love to hear that.
So that's great to see. But again, at the end of the day, that's her vision, these shows. Yeah. And it comes out. When you, like, I watched one of her performances on streaming. And it's just so, like, her. Yeah. And her vision. And you can just tell she had her touch in every single aspect of it. Yeah. So her work ethic also is through the charts.
Yeah, I know. There's like, I can't think of anyone else who put so much dedication towards that. Right. Like, and you see it. And I'm just like, yo, like, and what, it's like, this is the part that, like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around. She's been doing this music for multiple decades. And she's like, my question is, like, what accolade don't you have? And she still has...
She wants it all.
And more power to her. She still has the passion.
Right.
And drive. And she's like, as if she's like a hungry artist. I'm like, yo, like...
As she's still up and coming.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, do you know that you wrote the... Like your name's in the history books. Like, you've done it all. Like, if you wanted to say, I'm done... No one will ever take away that you're one of the GOATs.
But that's that, and I think here's a common trend. Yeah. Is her and Prince is like no, they're still hungry and they still want it. So, and how did she push music forward, right? In her genre, which is like blending genres.
Yes, I was literally about to bring that up. Yes,
R&B, pop, hip hop, dance, Afro beats.
She did house. She
all over. She tried all.
Country. Is there anything this woman hasn't said? Like, I'm just gonna just tick off every single thing, and I'm just gonna do it all. And I'm like, and I know maybe I'm getting a little too cocky to say this. I don't think we're gonna see another one like her for a very long time.
A while.
For a very long time. Yeah. All right. I'm done.
No, I agree. She's a once in like a million. Type talent. Yeah. And her storytelling. Like the way she writes her lyrics is she's telling a story. Yep. Whether it's her life, a bigger story, or she tells it. And she's been working at this since
at first with Destiny's Child.
That's like
18,
17 years old.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I think she went solo career. I think she was like early 20s. Yeah.
So another artist, who has been successful with doing both these. But again, the common theme here is the work ethic is through the charts. Yeah, every waking moment to do this. Yeah. All right, let's talk about somebody else. Okay. Why don't you pick? You pick somebody. Okay. So many to choose from.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Since you said Beyonce, we have to acknowledge the other half. Okay. And we have to acknowledge Jay-Z. Now, everyone knows that, ironically, I prefer Nas over Jay-Z, but I will not deny that this guy is also a GOAT in his own way. And from when Jay-Z, actually, believe it or not, the way how people know Jay-Z rapping is the smooth, calm, collected guy. He actually used to rap really quickly. And when he first started, I think it was early 90s or late 80s, he had a faster flow. He was much like a quicker speed. But he developed a sense of confidence. And everyone talks about, like, Jay-Z is one of the best to ever do it. And what I will say, he is, and not only just because he's a rapper, because I think my favorite project by him is Reasonable Doubt, his debut album in '96. Anyway, but he, in the time when hip hop was still young and still growing, he developed the proper path to success. Like if you look at from Jay-Z from the '90s to now, you would have never seen that coming. I don't think maybe Jay-Z knew he was going to see that was going to happen, but to go from a rapper to Reasonable Doubt to The Blueprint to American Gangster to like so many projects that are classics, and then develop a Rockefeller. He developed, a label. The label. He developed Rockaware. He developed so many clothing. He was aligned with clothing. He was aligned with like drinks. He was aligned with brands, different things. And we never seen that really much before. We've seen it here and there, but like not with such a streamlined success. Like you can see the timeline.
Right.
And it just like, and now he's at a legend status where he can do whatever he wants.
Right.
Literally, he's actually, I think he's involved at the Super Bowl halftime show. I think, is it his company is involved? I think they choose the talent. So it's like, and weird as it sounds, if he jumps, like when he jumps on a song here and there, or if he wants to release something, like his craft has improved.
Yep.
The amount of like more now at this point, he raps with a sense of, I'm trying to pass on wisdom. And he tries to leave a script of like, you want to know how I got here? This is what I did. Yeah. Look at what I did on this song. Look what I did in that project. That's what I did. Now, like I said, the one thing that I really, really shocks me is they still have such, like, you can look at from the beginning of their careers to now. Yes, there's a giant difference in skill, but it's like that passion is still there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, how? Like that's like a lot of people don't really give it enough credit. When we're talking about Beyonce, we're talking about Jay-Z or any other long career artist.
It's that the drive, and the passion. Like you said, it's still there. Yeah,
like they don't have to, but they still do it with as if they were just starting. Yeah, and I really just like take like such inspiration from that. Like like after 20 years, they're still coming into the game or whatever studio, and they're like, I'm ready. I'm gonna show why I'm the top, or I want to be even better than I was yesterday. Right. Yeah.
And I think again, what's the common theme? It's that work ethic.
Yeah. Right? Absolutely.
They're insane about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they will do whatever it takes to be successful.
Yeah.
So I think another artist we could just throw on here. And
talk about, absolutely. I want to hear yours. Yeah.
We could talk about Daft Punk.
Why not?
Right?
Yeah, why not? Absolutely.
Wildly successful, but also pushed that genre of music to the forefront.
Yes.
Not that it wasn't, but it wasn't as relevant. Electric dance music,
house.
EDM, whatever you want to call it, house.
Yeah.
They revolutionized that by bringing it to the forefront.
Yep.
Along with that, had huge success globally.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who they are.
Yes.
Grammy wins all over the place.
Yeah.
And they still have an influence to this day.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I think I know the groups, split, but one of them actually, I think was earlier, a few months ago, I think was DJing a set in France.
They retired.
Yeah.
They retired. We're air
quoting. Yeah.
I forget.
You can't see our fingers, but we're doing the air quotes.
Air quotes.
Yeah.
Retired. But I think one of them
was DJing a set.
Doing a set.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite album, although it's a much more recent album, Random Access Memory.
Oh, sure.
You can just pop that thing on and listen to it for days.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I love about it is, as you just said, the electronic, and electronic music in general was always around, is always there, but they found a way to, well, first off, without compromising their sound, they brought it to the forefront and they brought it to the masses, and they built on top of that.
Right.
Like the layers of of blending of different genres and sounds and instruments. They do it. Yes, they're electronic music, but there's the actual like guitars, actual like yes, like it's blending of like electronic music with like actual bands or like instruments being played, and it works wonderfully together.
It's wild, and we have to watch it.
Yeah,
there's I think it's a YouTube clip or something, a documentary about how they made One More Time.
I was wondering if he was gonna. Oh God, yes.
How they sampled, it was a like 30-second piece from a song, and they sped it up, changed the key, cut it down to like I think 3 seconds, and it's that little guitar sound that everyone knows, right?
Yep.
But when you actually hear what the song originally was, that sample where it came from,
it was like a small piece, yeah.
And it's like, how did you know? Like, I'm going to listen to the song. Oh, let me what if I shrink it and change the key and speed it up?
Yeah.
And just that genius of, I know this will be so catchy. Yeah. And everyone can dance to this.
Yeah. And it works.
It's so cool.
It works wonderfully. Yeah. And that's why, like, you know, we've had different, like, this could be an episode for later about sampling.
There's always episodes later.
Yeah. But regarding that, like to hear 30 seconds of something and say, you know what? I want that 3 second. I want to take that part out. I want to change the key. I want to pitch it. I might add a little bit of a filter on top of it. And then I'm going to add that on top of something else. I'm trying to reference like cooking, like taking something like a cuisine or maybe a recipe from something else. And like, you know, I'm going to take that part out, put it in part of another dish, and then I'm going to make an entire dish out of that. So I know it's I could have worked on that analogy a little bit better, but when I look at sampling, I look at it in that aspect. If you're doing something, you're trying to take something and then make it a magical experience in something else. But yeah, Daft Punk, without a doubt, one of my biggest like inspirations in sense of like, we love electronic music, yes, but we also respect so much about music. And they do a very good job of blending all different types of sounds, and not even just the music that they create for themselves. When they work with other artists such as Pharrell and all other people over the years, they made it's like you can pick it up and it's always infectious. It's always like, I can't get enough of this. Yeah. Like I don't know what it is. They just have that.
They know what immediately will be a hit.
Right.
They know that formula.
Yeah. I really, it's inspiring. It's always inspiring to me to hear that. I'm like, wow. And they've done it for I think, which was Discovery was 90.
I mean, they've been doing it for 80s.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
So.
Dang.
Legends.
All
right, let's do two more artists.
Okay.
At least do one more.
All right.
So I did Daft Punk. Why don't you pick another one here?
Let's see. Longevity. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to go more modern.
No?
Okay. Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So originally when he first started, actually, he's one of my I think soon to be tracked to be a legend in his own right. But when he first started rapping, his name was K. Dot. I think most people know that. But I actually remember listening to his mixtapes when he first started. It was K. Dot, and I've heard was it Section 80? Then it was Good Kid, Mad City, to Pepper Butterfly, to I think Damn, and then I think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and then GNX, if I'm tracking that. Now, that's about, what, 7 albums? 7 albums?
Yeah.
Over the course from 2011 to 2024 was GNX last year. He's changed how we look at modern hip-hop in the sense that he never sacrificed any of his artistry. Everything he does, it's a representation of what he believes in, what he sees, and what he hopes for. And he's always evolved. With every single album, he's always evolved. His vision is always evolved. And he never tried to like, oh, I'm going to try to do this. He never sacrificed his career.
Right.
And there was even in the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, there's a song I call that's considered, it touches a very important button for me. And it's called Count Me Out on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where the point of the song is if he's in therapy and he's telling the therapist, like, this is basically another session, and he's opening up about all the feelings he's experiencing. And it was very, very, very vulnerable. So much to the point, every time I hear it, it's like it gives me like Adele vibes. Like, I know if I hear this song the song only for the first half of it is 1 minute, 30 seconds. It's a therapy session. And it hits. It hits like, because it's just a nonstop of him talking about everything he's experiencing, his feelings, his stress, his struggles with this, his struggles with that, his past, the people he cares about, what it's like to balance being, you know, a famous person with being a father and, you know, a husband. Like, there's so many things he has to balance. And in that song, it was very, very vulnerable. Like, he's always been a vulnerable person, but that one, it was like, I think this is literally a recording of a session.
Yeah.
But anyway, but the point is, he always kept pushing the envelope. And he's reached such a success status that you cannot consider him one of the next GOATs or the next legends.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah. So I'm putting him as someone that, like, he has reached a level of success that he's at this point where he can kind of do whatever he wants. And from 2011, from Section 80, and then Good Kid, Mad City, to now, it's like he's just improved with time, consistently improved with time. And I think that's amazing, because like you can still hear the hunger, you can still hear the emotion, you can still hear the rawness in his songs or his projects altogether. And I hold him with such high regard, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, but I do respect his writing ability.
Yeah.
But he's also won, I mean, Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah.
For his writing, right?
To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah.
Number one album, mainstream, critically acclaimed. Like, he gets recognition. And I think I agree. A lot of it is the writing that he puts into his art comes through. So I would agree. I think he's somebody who's not just up and coming. He has a following and success to go with it.
Right. Absolutely.
So my next person, I think our last band we'll kind of talk about, because we can go on for
real
hours. Radiohead. Ooh. Radiohead. I don't know why I'm singing stuff today. But Radiohead.
Yeah.
Huge success. Multi-platinum albums. Global tours. Everyone, well, I shouldn't say everyone. They're known globally. And they're still relevant. Like, I've talked to younger generation, and they know who Radiohead is. They can name a few songs. But the fact that they're still relevant today says something, right? Very big in the alternative world, electronic fusion. They have some of that in there, and have done some experimental releases with some of their songs. But they were certainly pushing the envelope in terms of the alternative world and getting that sound similar to Daft Punk, but up in front. Because alternative has always kind of been pushed down, hiding behind like rock, pop.
I agree with you. Yeah.
And it hasn't really been in the forefront of things, but Radiohead had a lot of commercial success. It's also been played on like radio stations, which for alternative music, that wasn't always a thing. Like you would rarely hear an alternative band on the radio.
Yeah.
Because radio is reserved for like pop.
Catchy. Up. Yeah.
Let me get some of that Britney Spears out there. You know what I mean? So like Radiohead had a lot of songs and still has a lot of songs out there in the radio world that gets played. So that just says a lot right there.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of opened the doors for a lot of other alternative bands to also get their stuff played on the radio. But I think for them, they were huge, bringing alternative music to the forefront.
You think would you consider them be a trendsetter in terms of like as combining alternative music, electronic music, and then also at the same time, I guess, bridge through that little barrier to get onto like the popular platforms?
Yeah, definitely. I think trend setting. I don't know if it's. Yeah. Okay. Sure. We can call it trend setting.
Okay.
I think they've definitely were one of the first bands that did a really great job of blending certain styles and fusing certain styles.
Okay.
That allowed or opened the door for other bands to also experiment and try it. So yes, I would say they definitely started that or made that trend bigger, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
But yeah. So those are some of the artists, I think, that have had both commercial success while also pushing the envelope forward.
Yes.
Right? Now, we've mentioned a lot about Prince. Do we want to talk more about Prince? I don't know. Or do we want to go into our next segment here?
We could, but I feel like I'll let you decide on that one because I would love to.
Let's move on to our next segment.
Yes.
Because then this will become the Prince podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Featuring Prince. Which we
bring
don't
him back.
Yeah. We have the technology. No. So let's get into our next segment here. Talking about longevity.
Yeah.
The marathon mindset. Artists who play the long game.
Okay.
Evolving, adapting, reinventing themselves. Often doing this many, many times over. So let's go into that. And I think one of the examples we put here, and we're going to talk a little bit about Madonna. So why don't you talk a little bit about Madonna, maybe how she's kind of...
Well, okay, so I've always heard of Madonna since I was a kid, but the 90s, and obviously she got her breakthrough through Holiday, Borderline, and Lucky Star in the 80s. Was it 83? Right. So she was obviously the next one in the 80s. Look, no offense, we got to do another podcast. We talk about the 80s. That's a stacked roster of people to compete with. There's a lot of artists.
80s were big time.
Yeah, and I still like the 70s. But the 80s definitely. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of competition in the 80s. As we just said, we mentioned Prince, but also Madonna too. She was dominating with Like a Virgin was 1984, and she became a worldwide phenomenon. She was having such a amazing career, and then at the beginning in the 80s. And then she also started having fashion starting to copy and imitate her style. So she was trend-setting in her own way.
Right.
And she continued that from the 80s into the 90s. And then with the 90s, she was starting to be more, a little bit more controversial, a little bit more artistic. She was experimenting a little bit more. And she was just doing things where she was like, you understand, I'm an artist. Yes. She had career success, but she started taking serious challenges and just trying different things. Even though some people be like, "Hey, play it safe, don't do that, don't." She's like, "I'm doing whatever I want. I'm Madonna," and you know what? I respect her for it. She knew where she stands in music. She knew where she stands in pop culture, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to take a risk," and she continued that. And even in the 90s, she basically reinvented herself with just consistent challenging. She challenged herself as an artist. Yep. And then she started even incorporating R&B a little bit. She was there was nothing she couldn't do. And even now we get 2000s where this is where I was introduced to her. But she just kept on expanding. She started using disco, electric pop in her music. And it's my question is, after a period of time, she just kept doing whatever she wanted, and she still does it today. Yeah. She just keeps pushing the envelope. Well, whatever I want to do, I'm doing it. I'm Madonna. Right. And you know what? That's boss energy. You can't help but respect it.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest Madonna fan. I do respect a lot of the things she's done in music. And I think that she certainly has reinvented her image over time. Yes. From where she started to where even to where she is now. And I think a lot of that, again, is her work ethic.
Yes, 100%.
Right? She takes the time to think about, okay, what's going to be the next biggest trend? What can I do? How can I reinvent my image, my style, my music to become commercially successful? And I think she's taking it from the stance of she wants to be commercially successful, but in order to get that, I have to either push my music, challenge myself, or challenge my own image to get that success.
Right.
So in a way, she's doing both things.
Yeah.
But it's just she's looking at it through the lens of, well, how can I be commercially successful first? Work backwards. What do I need to change? Right?
That's an interesting perspective. I like that.
But she is a master of doing that. And just as you said, like throughout the decades, she's figured out ways to still be relevant. Whether that's, good publicity or negative publicity, she still gets that publicity.
Yeah, she does.
So that's
maybe that was the game the whole entire time.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I think that's her plan.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. I think Madonna is another huge artist that has certainly reinvented herself and has figured out the longevity, the game. Let's move into another artist.
Okay.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna switch it. T Swiftie. Taylor Swiftie.
Oh man, go for it. Please.
I'm not. I don't know why I keep prefacing all of these things. I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan. Not to say I haven't listened to a few of her albums. I have. No shame in that game. And there's a few good songs, there's a few good bops on there that I'll listen to certainly. But she has also figured out a way to still be relevant as time passes.
Okay.
I would argue, I don't think she has changed her image, sound as much as somebody like Madonna, but she certainly has evolved. You listen to like her early stuff, early albums, her image and all that, along with her music, has changed. And I think that she is certainly somebody who knows what is relevant.
Yeah.
Like she has a good, her finger on the pulse, as they say, of what's happening in, pop culture.
Yeah.
And she adjusts herself accordingly to still be relevant.
Oh, absolutely.
So, this is another person who I think, we'll see for I think another decade or so. She's still got some room in her. That's a weird phrase to say. I don't know what that means.
I follow you were getting
She's still got time.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I should have said.
Yeah.
But to continuously still evolve.
Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see what she does as the years go on. Because I do think for her, because a lot of her writing revolves around, love stories and dealing with heartbreak, right?
Yeah.
I think, though, that for her, that's starting to get old. And she's also older now.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
I think she's almost our age. She's like 35, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think mid-30s.
So it's going to be interesting to see how or if she changes that, writing style.
I see that.
See where she goes from there.
If I'm being honest, I mean, I'm not as much of acquainted with her discography, but from the songs I've heard,
you're not part of the Swifties.
No, I'm not. Unfortunately, it's nothing against her. I just I've heard songs here and there in passing, and I was like, oh, this is good. Like just trying to softball becoming a Swiftie.
Let's sign up together.
Get sponsored. Anyway, no, it's just like I've heard her music in passing, and I was like, oh, this because for me, I always enjoy lyrics in any song, and I'm like listening to it, I'm like, oh, this one is really good. Like this is good writing, and I could tell that there was a lot of effort in developing this track, and I always respected her for that. But I honestly, I'm predicting, if I'm being honest, I think she's developed such a foundation of success. I wouldn't be surprised if she starts experimenting.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I think she's gotten to the point where she has her Swiftie army.
Yeah.
And her fan base.
Yeah.
Who they will listen to her. Doesn't matter how bad it is. They will listen to it. They will eat it up, stream it forever.
Everything.
So yeah, I agree. I think she's at a point where she has such a solid and huge fan base that she's like, I'm going to try something strange. Or maybe not strange, but something I wouldn't typically do.
Yeah.
And see how this responds.
Right. And honestly, I love it when an artist does do that. And I know, like, I'm going to reference an album that not a lot of people speak highly of it. There's an album by Kid Cudi called Speeding Bullet to Heaven. And it was like a grunge rock direction. And it was a dark moment in Kid Cudi's time. And it was different from a lot of his music that he normally makes. But yes, it wasn't fleshed out well, but it was I loved it. I got the messaging. I understood what he was trying to do, and I loved it. Yes, he didn't really do that ever again. He did experiment with songs here and there, but I never judged him for it. Yeah. So if someone like Swift wants to start saying, I want to go in maybe a darker route, maybe she starts blending a genre differently. You know what? I want her to do it. I want that to happen.
I think she's trying, or maybe she's kind of in the beginning stages of it, because I don't know if it was her most recent album. I think it was maybe the one before this one. Her album, it had like 48 tracks on it or something, like 30. It had a ton of tracks. Wow. Right? Which anytime I see that, I'm like, that's bad.
Really?
Because to produce an album with like 30 plus tracks. Yeah. How do that's really hard to say, like, each one of these are going to be good.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah, it's more quantity over quality.
So I think she's kind of starting because I believe it was a concept album, so it had a huge story to go along with it. So every track was part of the story.
Right.
But like 30 tracks.
No, that's
you're gonna have a lot of duds in there.
Yeah, I would imagine for every 2-3 good songs, there's at least one. Yeah, there's always that one. And I see what you're saying.
I think she's going that direction of, like, she feels comfortable enough. I'm gonna release a 30 plus track album.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Yeah, man, no,
it's wild. So I think she's maybe starting to get there, and maybe she'll try some new stuff as go on. But be interesting to see how she's going to stay relevant for the next however many years she wants to continue doing this.
Right.
She's also a billionaire at this point.
Yeah.
But that's,
you? Yeah, but exactly. But I love when artists take a step outside of their normal zone and try something different. Even if it doesn't do well, I still respect the effort of like, I'm gonna try something different. You didn't have to. Right. It was you had a formula that's working.
You could just keep doing that.
Yeah, you could but you're like, you know what? I really need to do this. Yeah. I really need to. And you know what? Like I said, whether it's good or bad, I always lean on the side of no. Take that chance. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's move on.
Okay.
I know we had one more artist in there, but I think we've talked about that artist well through.
Yeah.
So let's get into our next segment here of reinvention versus selling out.
Ooh.
And where is that line? Because I do think there can be a line here. And we just talked about longevity.
Okay.
And I think that kind of plays into, reinventing versus selling out. So how I think of it is, to me, selling out means you are just catering to the mass people because you want that success. So you're going to forego your artistic style, your flair, and just adapt your complete sound to what people want to hear because you want the monies. You want all the monies.
Yep.
So you're going to do whatever it takes and just forego your sound.
Right.
And whatever.
Yeah.
Versus somebody who's reinventing themselves because they know, or they have a plan that later in the career, this will come back and the success will come, but it's going to take the work to get there.
Yeah.
So, and this is my opinions and thoughts.
Okay.
I have no problem with either side.
Really?
Nope.
Whoa.
So
interesting.
If you are an artist who you want to just make the money and get out, great. Give me that hit. Give me that song.
Okay.
that I want to hear over and over again. Mm-hmm. And I have a song in mind. I'll come back to you because it's in my head. It's playing in my head. Uh-huh. I'll think of it in a second. Okay. But it doesn't affect me.
Sure.
Right? Like if you want to sell out and you want to make that money, do it.
Right.
What do I care? Give me that song though that I want to hear and repeat a billion times. Let it burn in my skull.
Yeah. And
then I'll be done with you.
Sure, I guess.
Versus, like, if you're somebody who wants to reinvent the wheel, I also love that. Mm-hmm. Like, let me hear how you change over time. Mm-hmm. And I love watching the long game. I love watching somebody come up with nothing, and then they get successful. Yeah. And I love cheering from the sidelines. Right. Right? So I love both sides. Sure. So I got to think of this song. Okay. So let me hear your thoughts while I try to think of this song.
Reinvent your versus song. I honestly, it's not how you feel, but when someone's like sells out, if we're going to use that, I just remove them from, not saying remove them, but I just kind of like don't look for their music. And the reason why I say that is because reinventing your sound or your, whatever in this direction, if you're doing it with the sense of like monetary value, for me, a part of it is like, well, yeah, but here's the thing. There's thousands of people that's willing to do that. I want you to be the black sheep. I want you to be the individual that's different. Like, that's what I want in your music. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a band, whether it's an artist, I don't care. Like, I need you to just be yourself. Mm-hmm. I just need you to be yourself. Whether if you went this direction, I listened to your music from the beginning, and then you went a different direction. Like, that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's fine. But don't do it with the sense of like, I'm doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the monetary value. There have been artists and certain groups that have done that. And you can tell when it's not a genuine like transformation or not a genuine metamorphosis. Like, it doesn't feel as authentic. And if I can't, I can feel it. And I don't like that.
So you're saying like pick a side.
Yeah.
And stick with it.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, interesting. That's how I feel. Like, if you want to sell out I'm not going to deny it. You might make a hit.
I could deny you.
Yeah. Like, you're probably going to go on to make music that's going to get played in Target or Walmart or everywhere. And you might get brand deals and all that. That's fine. There might be one or two songs you'll release that I might like. But in terms of like a long, like the long-term fan in me is not going to be there. Like, I'll pop up here and there. I might like your song, or I might even like a project, but I'm not going to be looking for you directly. Like,
I see.
That's just how I feel. So if you want to, like, if you were sound A, but then you felt it was important for you as an artist to be sound B, not because of money, but you did it because this is where you are in your life at this moment. Cool. Even if I don't like the sound, you did it because it was important to you. I'll follow you. Even if I may not maybe be as, completely supportive, but I'll still listen. I'll look for you more likely versus somebody that's just like, I'm just trying to get the bag. Yeah. I'm trying to get brand deals. I'm trying to get on commercials and movies. Hey, if that's your journey, that's your journey. I will probably see you here and there, but I won't be a long-term fan that's going to be watching everything you do. Right. That's just a personal thing. Like, I see. That's just, I'm not trying to, I don't want to say names because then I'll start fights about people that have sold out that I was a fan of them at the beginning, but then they went in this direction specifically for the money. Yeah. And then I was like, I get it, but there's like thousands of people that do the same thing. I'll listen to you here and there. Yeah. And that's just how I feel.
I get that. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So the song I was thinking of that immediately popped in my head, which is hilarious.
Go for it.
Why Michelle Branch. Michelle Branch, 1,000 Miles.
Wait, really?
I don't know why that song popped in my head.
Really?
When I thought about
is that what I think it is?
Now, to be fair, she's had more, because at first she's not a one-hit wonder. She's had other like 2 or 3 other songs that have been successful. Mm-hmm. But like that's the song that just popped into my head.
Really?
Of like somebody who just wanted that bag. Yeah. Now I don't know. Again, I don't know Michelle Branch that deeply, her discography. So I'm not sure. She doesn't strike me as somebody who was trying to get the bag.
Yeah. Okay.
I think she was trying to go for the long play. Maybe wasn't as successful as she wanted to be. I think she's had some success. But like that song, I'm pretty sure I could play that song like the first couple of notes and most people can identify who that is.
Okay.
So I don't know. That just popped in my head.
Really?
Yeah, it was interesting.
That was the person you think that like...
Maybe not, not the be-all representation of that, but like for some reason that popped into my head and I was like, wow. Michelle Branch.
Wow. Damn.
1,000 Miles.
Blast from the past.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Anyway.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
We'll go back to it.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's get into our next segment here.
Okay.
I think let's talk about we've talked about this a lot, but specifically, and I'm going to jump here, segments.
Go for it.
Let's talk about the listener's role. Because what I think you were saying, where your perspective on the artist and what they're trying to do actually kind of affected who you're listening to.
Right.
And I think that kind of plays into what is the listener's role in this, because I think they do have a role.
Right.
And something we haven't really talked about in previous episodes, because the audience truly shapes the career of that person. As much as the artist can do the work, create the songs, create the albums.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's really us, the listeners, our effect on their success.
Right.
Regardless of what they're trying to do, whether it's I'm trying to make a one-hit wonder or I'm playing the long game, it all comes down to, well, who's listening to you? Right? So I think as fans, right, the reward we provide, and especially now where it's all a numbers game, a data game, because the amount of times we listen to an artist, the amount of streams they get, truly affects who's getting signed.
Yep.
Who's getting more money.
Yeah. Who's
getting recognition, promotion, like that all comes down to the numbers. Really. That's really what it is now.
Yeah.
Where it used to be probably like they're looking at, okay, how many people are coming to this person's show? How many people are buying their merchandise?
Merchandise.
Right?
Yeah.
Or their albums.
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore, sadly.
Yeah, I know. I miss those days.
Anyway.
But go on.
Well, actually, it's not completely dead.
Okay.
Because what's coming back, which is interesting, is like vinyl.
I heard about that.
But you can't, it's not like, that's not a reliable thing because vinyl is more of like now it's like a specialty.
It's like a niche.
Yeah, it's kind of niche-y thing because the vinyl is not cheap.
No.
It's not like when we would go to, buy a CD, it was like 10, 12 bucks.
Yeah.
Now it's, you're buying vinyl, that's $40 for not specialized vinyl, like basic
vinyl,
just basic
recording.
Vinyl.
Okay.
Is $40 now.
Yeah.
And that's gone up in the past literally 3 years. I remember going to my record store and it would be, you could buy a modern vinyl recording for $20, $25.
Yeah.
And now it's $40.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's gone up.
So that niche market, you think that people are starting to paying attention to that and they're like, well, are they inflating the prices or are they just like...
I think there's a demand.
Oh, and I think, higher demand?
Right.
Okay.
And I think because of that, they know they can raise the price a little bit.
Yeah.
I know, to make vinyl is more expensive. That's not cheap to do. But still, $40.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Getting away from it. But... So I don't think that's a good metric to use looking at artists. The biggest one is streaming. You have to just look at the streaming platforms and like who's getting the numbers, right?
Right.
So that affects what helps the artist. And I think truly your success comes through when you now do these shows.
Yeah.
Who's coming to your shows? Because shows, again, are not cheap. So if people are willing to pay hundreds of dollars if you're in the premium sections to see you, and then even, the general admission is still like $50, $60.
Yeah.
That means something.
Right.
Because people are willing to spend a good chunk of their money to go and see you.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the listener's role is really important.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And honestly, and I will, to continue what you just said, like when you're talking about streaming platforms, people, artists, bands can see their metrics. At least I can, and I'm sure all can. You can sign up and see your metrics of what song is trending, which song is, like, let's say you release an album tomorrow. You can check from song 1 through 13 or 12, whatever, and you can tell, like, track 4 and 5 are resonating with, like, the fans. For some reason, that gets the more replays. Then you look into what was 4 and 5. Is it, what sound were you trying to go into? And that gives you a hint of what what the fans are liking from the artist or the band. And that's helpful, that insight. But it is true. Because now the artist or the group is like, well, let's look at the fact that the fans are leaning towards this sound that we made. And should we listen to them and start doing a little bit more of track 4 and 5? And even, especially if it's not even a single, it's even much more like it plays much more of a weight in that conversation. If that is not even a single, and that's like, well, then maybe that's what the fans are saying. Hey, this sound that you guys are doing, we like that. Can you please do more of that? And it's interesting. So you're right. And
I have a question, because you'd know this better than I would.
Okay.
I've heard from some of the platforms that give you this data, they can now tell you specifically, like, let's say track 4 and 6.
Yeah.
Which sections of those songs were like most replayed or most listened to, right? Yeah. And that's actually really helpful insight, because not only do you know, like, okay, this song, but like, what part do people replay the most?
Yeah.
Because then you can make that informed decision of like, okay, maybe I can incorporate something similar in this new track I'm making and see how that does. Right? And it's like, artists now have so much at their disposal, tools they can use to really get data and insight of like
in real time too.
Right. Yeah. Of like, how can I incorporate this into maybe something I'm using? Or again, this is the artist's decision. Maybe I don't want to do that at all. Like, I know this is getting plays and that's great and wonderful, but I'm going to go this way.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. So, and it does play a factor, because it has, just let's use me, for example, there is a song, I released that had more African rhythm and percussions and like sounds, and then I realized, okay, that track is trending a little bit more, because and I remember what I had to do to create that, and then I was like, oh, they like that. Oh, they like that kind of like I'm going to use a song I released called Humanity. It was like African percussions and drums with an 80s type retro synth. Now, I was like, it was a weird, experimentation for me. I was like, I don't know if this is it sounded well to me, so I'm going to release it. But then I realized, oh, people like that. And then I did something kind of slightly similar. Then again, it showed similar metrics. I was like, oh, okay. Now, is that going to am I going to change my entire like sound to fit that narrative? No. I might experiment a little bit more with that type of sounds. I'm like, okay, you like that? Well, let me get a little bit more experimentation with African sounds or retro 80s synths out, and then let's see what happens. But you're right that the listener plays a role. I started to realize what they would prefer to listen to. And you're right, it would show you the time stamp, like this is when the repeat button was hit. And I'm like, okay, so you like really longer time with the drums. You want longer time with this bridge or whatever the case would be. Whatever sound that is, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to incorporate that more in the future. So yes, listeners play a huge role. Again,
it's the streams literally now down to the seconds people are listening to songs affect and influence artist decision.
Yeah.
So I think
absolutely
the listener's role is huge, right? Yeah. It can shape the artist, but it's like, again, shapes the artist, but also it's vice versa. Like you go back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
There we go. Love that.
5 Towns College.
Did they sponsor us yet?
No, they're closing.
Wait. Oh well, that's
anyway. So now we have a little game we're gonna play today.
Okay.
This episode is a little bit longer, but you know what? We're gonna let it ride.
Let's go.
But before we get there, the big question I think of all of this is bringing it back to where we started, is it better to be an artist who is just going for the bag, right? Or is it somebody who is a career artist going for that longevity? So, I mean, to me, I think, I don't know, maybe we agree here. I don't think it matters because I don't think there's a right answer.
Okay.
Why I say that is because if there was a right answer, one would not exist.
That's true.
Right?
That's a good point.
And I think that, yes, there have been many successful artists, as we named in the beginning, who can do both of these things.
Absolutely.
And do it really well.
Absolutely.
Right? Prince, Beyonce, Jay-Z can be commercially successful and have played the long game and evolved over time.
Absolutely.
But there's many artists out there who don't play the long game. They just go for that bag.
Yeah.
Michelle Branch. Who go for the bag once, as the one-hit wonders, we'll say.
Yeah.
And then they wrap it up. And they'll be on a VH1 special later in their career.
20 years from now,
Get that money back again.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is a right answer of, like, what is better. Okay. It's really, what does the artist want to do? And I think the listener plays an influence on that. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I don't think, artists always intentionally go out there of like, I'm going to make one song and it's going to be great and I'm leaving. I think sometimes they're like, I want to play the long game, but I think they kind of realize over time, this is hard. Yeah. And I'm going to stop.
Yeah. It is. And I think you're right that, well, I'll acknowledge what you're saying was that it doesn't matter because you need both to understand, I guess, the music industry and I guess in its whole entire environment. And I will say that it's, I want to phrase this properly, that I respect personally both people that try to go in different directions, but if I had to choose, I will lean artistry. Like, I lean in the sense that if you have success through artistry, wonderful. But do not let it play too much. Like, don't let the whole music industry tell you how to be an artist. Let them tell you how to create. Yes, you can listen and be aware, but expand your skill set, your artistic expression. Don't stop. Like, I want to see the consistent evolution. I want you to aim to be the next impact. Like, I think a good portion of people or artists try to do that, but I want to see them really just constantly trying to evolve, never stopping, never compromising for whatever trend. Like, oh, there's always this trend and not everybody's doing it. You know what? Go against the trend. Go against the grain. Because guess what? That's what artists are supposed to do. I want them to do that. That's what I want to see them do. If everybody in your genre is doing this sound, it has to do it this way. Don't. Yeah. Don't. And I like I said, as I mentioned before, Kid Cudi went in a direction that with the album Speeding Bullet to Heaven, it was very, very dark and grungy and different from everything he's ever created. And it didn't sell that well. But I developed such respect. I already had a lot of respect for him. Right. But when he did that, I was like, he didn't have to do that, but he felt it was important.
But he did it.
And he did it. And I take my hat off to that guy. Like, that's and or any person who does that. Like, I really, like, don't be afraid to experiment and bomb. If anything, because you don't know what that inspired other people to do. Right. And that's just how I feel personally. Okay. Right. Yeah.
So I think we have time for a game. Okay. We're going to make time for a game.
We're going to make time.
Because,
why not?
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's our podcast.
We can do whatever we want. Yeah, literally.
So we're going to play a little game today.
Okay.
And unfortunately, you're going to be the guinea pig. And
all for you guys.
It's not really a game. It's more of let's see how Pat plays on this game today.
Oh boy. I'll try to make sure we do okay.
But listeners, you can play at home too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today's game, it's called Classic or Culture Shift. There's going to be 3 rounds. They're going to be quick rounds. Okay. So I'll go over the rules first, and then we'll start to play.
All right.
So you are going to have 15 seconds, and you have to defend a choice. Okay. So we're going to start with artists first.
Okay.
So I'm going to say your two choices are, for that artist, you have to say whether they are classic or culture shift. Basically what it means is if they're classic, they're built for mass appeal.
Okay.
If it's a culture shift, they change the sound, direction, rules of music over a long period of time.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're going to do artists round 1.
Okay.
2 is going to be albums.
Okay.
3, and this is going to be a little bit different, but it's hot takes. So those are going to be yes or no answers.
All right, let's go.
You're only going to have 15 seconds.
Okay, get that timer ready.
For each one. Let me get my timer.
And for everyone at home, you can submit your answers and responses to our email, musicmusispodcast@gmail.com.
There it is.
There we go.
All right. So round 1, artists. I'm just going to say the artists, and you have 15 seconds. You're going to tell me whether it's a classic
or a culture shift.
Gotcha.
Understood.
And then I will give you
15 seconds.
5 seconds to defend your choice.
Okay.
So you have 5 seconds.
So 15.
15 to decide.
And 5.
Then 5 to defend your choice.
Gotcha. All right.
Ready?
Go for it.
First artist, Prince.
Culture shift. 100% culture shift.
Why?
Culture shift because every single song that he's created is consistent evolution, and every artist ever since then on voice. Yeah, this is gonna be a little tougher.
You got it. Elevator pitch it.
Yeah, shoot, I gotta try to wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay, so culture shift.
Gotcha. Absolutely.
Totally agree with you there.
Okay.
Let's try the next one.
All right.
Here we go. Ready? Fast. It's all about speed.
Speed.
Here we go.
Got it.
Beyonce.
Both. I know there's a culture shift.
Yep.
Sorry.
Go.
I can't do it. It's Beyonce. That's it. It's Beyonce. That's it. What else more can you say?
All right, fair.
Because, I'm sorry. I know this sounds weird, but she's both.
Yeah,
I honestly, I had to sit there and think about it for a moment. I was like,
you can say it. So there's a wild card prompt in there. You can say both. That's fine.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I was thinking about it. I was like, the answer was like, she's both. And then I was like, what answer? And then you asked me, a few more seconds to decide. What is your reason why? I was like, it's Beyonce. Do I have to say any more?
That's it. All right.
Fair enough.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
I'm sorry, Beyonce fans. I failed you, but I tried.
Ready?
5 seconds.
Here we go.
Okay,
Speed.
next one.
Speed. Frank Ocean.
Culture shift. He is able to do music on his term and his without any compromising of his artistry.
Wow. See? That was good. That was
I'm
nice.
a little more prepared.
That was nice.
Okay, got it.
Nice. Okay. And then last one. Bad Bunny.
Too early to say, but I'll say right now he's classic. Ooh. In terms of the sense that he's developed a long career of consistent hits and consistent sound without compromising his culture.
Okay. Nice.
I'm trying.
Wow.
I'm trying.
All right. You figured it out. You got it.
But to add on to Bad Bunny, because I'm a huge fan, I've been following his music since I discovered him in 2017. He did a collaboration album with J Balvin, Oasis, which I was a fan of J Balvin for a very long time, and then I discovered Bad Bunny through that, and I've been a fan ever since. But in my opinion, he's classic, but he also is in that direction where he's classic and he's had a career. Mm-hmm. But now I think he's also starting to do culture shift. With the last album, he was trying to he wanted to highlight the origins of his culture, and 2, he wanted to blend all kinds of salsa, reggaeton, and all kinds of Latin inspiration in his sound to say, I will always stand behind where I come from and my roots. So in my opinion, he was classic until the last few years. He started to say, I kind of can do whatever I want now, and I want to do culture shifting. And you know what? I really respect him for that. So, sorry, that was it.
It was way over the time limit. I'm gonna have to penaltize you. That's
sorry.
Penalize you. No, it's fine. There's no points. There's no points in this.
Yeah,
game,
I know. But please, everyone, I want to hear your responses and your takes. Obviously, there's no time limit for you, but I want to hear all of your opinions. For them.
Do not submit unless it's following the strict time regulations.
You have to record yourself and showing a time frame as it happens in the video.
Okay. Round 2. Here we go.
Round 2. All right.
Albums. So same thing. Classic, culture shift.
Got it.
Ready?
Classic. Go for it.
First one. Purple Rain, Prince.
Culture shift. Immediately one of the best albums pop-wise ever, and it will always be a hit.
Good. All right, nice. Blonde, Frank Ocean.
Oh, culture shift. Immediately, it is a blending of raw emotion and as well as the deep into what an artist thinks and hear their lives.
Nice.
I'm trying, people.
Okay. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Oh my God. Culture shift. I'm sorry. It's Lauryn Hill. Mm-hmm. What more can I say? Like that was coming from Fugees to that. God, Lauryn Hill just without sacrificing her career, or I'm sorry, her artistry. She's a talent. Absolute talent.
Excellent.
Sorry. Wow. I wasn't prepared for that.
Nailing the time.
It took me a minute because I was like, Lauryn Hill. Oh man. All right. Sorry guys. I'm trying.
Lemonade, Beyonce.
Classic. In sense of it's not that it doesn't impact culture, but it is a wonderful project in the sense that it's just Beyonce doing her best thing as always.
Okay. Not bad. Here we go. Last round.
Oh boy. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know how to operate phones.
Oh,
okay. Okay, so hot takes. So this is a yes or no answer.
Okay.
And you could just say yes or no. There's no middle ground.
Okay.
There's no debating.
Okay.
I'm only going to give you
5 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be quick.
That's fair.
All right, so
go for it.
Here we go. Longevity waters down artistry.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. One perfect album is better than 10 good ones.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me hear your thoughts on that one.
So you say one perfect album versus 10. Mm-hmm. Like, because one album is not... when you create a discography, it tells an entire picture or a masterpiece, if you want to say that, of an artist's vision. And I think one perfect album versus 10, I'd rather take multiple different perspectives to get to the masterpiece than one thing and that's it.
Okay.
That's just me. Because I don't think you can't summarize a person in 12 to 13, 15 tracks or a group. I think I want to hear time in between. Because I want to see the evolution from album 1 to album 7. I want to see that progression. And I love watching that. Even if they're not all fantastic or popular, but I love the timeline and watching the timeline. That's just a personal thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Next one.
Okay. Yes or no again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Streaming killed risk-taking in music.
Yes.
Agree. Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Selling out stadiums means you already won.
No.
Okay. Come back to that one.
Okay.
Artists owe fans consistency.
No.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't owe you anything.
No. But you said you wanted to talk. Okay, yeah, you said selling out is not.
I actually don't even know my thoughts on this. But if you're selling out stadiums,
okay,
so you don't think that means you won?
What do you mean by you won?
So if you're selling out a stadium, you have a huge following.
Sure.
So why do you think that doesn't mean you won?
Because it could just be that moment, that time. Like you can be famous, we're going into 2026, you can be the number one guy or the number one artist or the number one trend setter. I'm sorry, artist for that year. And then 2027, everyone kind of forgot about you. So did you win?
Yeah.
That maybe that's just how I look at it. So you can have an artist, for example, I'm going to try to think of someone in the past 10 years, and I feel like I might throw someone under the bus when I say this. There's been artists and examples of people that dominated for a year or even 2 years, selling out shows. They're booked up on their tour. Everyone's constantly coming to see them, and then that's it. Their career drops. So my question is, you may have won for 2 years, but did you win? I think it was just your time. I would say that was your period where everyone was putting their eyes on you. The spotlight was on you. But then you can kind of fade into history after that. And
I think that goes into, it's a nice segue into our little outro here.
Okay.
Because again, I think it all comes down to, what are you trying to do as an artist? Because maybe for some artists, selling out a stadium, having that 1 or 2 years of success, that's what they wanted to do.
Right. Sure.
So then maybe you do win.
That's a good point.
But if you're somebody who's playing the long game,
right,
longevity, and you never sell out a stadium again, your sales or streams plummet.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe you didn't win because that was just a small moment in what you're trying to do, which is the long play.
All right.
So again, I think it and the whole point of this episode, I don't think the purpose is not which is better, longevity or the moment.
Yeah.
It's again, you as the artist, what are you trying to accomplish
with your
and your time?
Yeah.
And how are you doing that?
Correct.
So
yeah, it's a good point. It's a very good point.
That's another episode of Music Musings. This is a long one, folks. So if you listen this far, thank you so much for riding along with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it very much, very much.
And please stay tuned for our next episode.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast. If you have an idea for an intro or an outro that we could play on our show, please send to musicmusingspodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please email us at musicmusingspodcast@gmail.com.